You could arm them. All right. I feel
The
that you
chimps.
could. They wouldn't necessarily hold on to a sword, but if you attached blades to their hands or their forearms in such a way that during their normal, natural attacks, they would implement the blades accidentally. I think you could thereby the same way you arm fighting cocks, fighting roosters by putting those razor blade talons on their whatever that claw is called, their little thumb claw that they usually use to fight.
So here, Kyle, I have a question for you. At first, I was like, do the chimps not use clubs because they're too stupid to use clubs? That was my knee-jerk reaction. And then I thought, wait a minute. Let's say you're a chimp and you need to win this fight in front of you. You're not investing for your skill set down the line. You are a chimp. You need to win this fight in front of you. Do you think you're better with your claws and your fingers than you are with this new weapon?
Well, they don't know how to practice with it, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like they never cracked open a nut with a club or anything.
Well, what we're doing is we're throwing them in the deep end with these fights, this hypothetical
But I'm not giving them a club.
If they
I'm going to take leather straps and I'm going to strap on some like Wolverine type claws.
So I understood your idea. Make them better almost against their will, right? Just give them a better weapon. But my question was just adjacent to that, not on top of it. Where it's like, I bet if you gave a chimp a club, they're actually worse.
A club?
They will be worse. Yeah, but they'll use clubs. Weird worse, which is for the crowd.
In your scenario,
yeah. I'm not suggesting that like if a man were to have to fight two chimps, I'd prefer to fight the chimp who's like got weird weapons strapped to it. However, if I'm an audience member, I'd prefer to watch a man fight a chimp who does have weird weapons.
See, in this scenario,
that way to even out.
I'm putting myself in the chimp shoes. I'm a chimp.
You don't have.
I'm in a fight. I need to win this thing. Do I want a club? Well, shit, I'm not practiced with a club. I think I'd rather just use these untrimmed fingernails.
Dude, it's literally like monkey see, monkey do. Like there are chimps who figured out like that if you stick a long, thin object into, I guess, ant or termite mounds or whatever, that they had seen like tribesmen or some shit doing that. And so they started doing it and they were like, oh, look at that. I can get more food out of here. There's like actual video clips of them beating each other with logs they find. And so like if they found, there's fighting clips of them using sticks as clubs, not in a great way, in the way someone who hasn't seen someone do it.
At best, you have a video of a chimp flinging a stick errantly. You do not have any video, pictures, or fucking eyewitness testimony of a fucking chimp.
Or eyewitness testimony. My friend Jared.
You can't bring his forward.
He goes to another school. You don't know.
You do not produce said Jeremy. You will continue to be known as Taylor the chimp liar.
So, chimp liar.
Have you seen the monkey using the saw? It's like the
orangutan.
Yeah, but they gave him that saw.
Oh, wait, no, I think maybe it's a different clip because I'm thinking of the orangutan with the hammer where David Attenborough is sitting there and he's like, you can see the orangutan has figured out small bits of industrialization. It clearly is missing most of the point.
So what I have seen them do is not only do they do that thing with the stick to get like termites and other things that are down in the hole and eat them, they have like a favorite stick. Like they don't just like, they're like, oh, this is my termite stick. I've also seen the orangutans bathe themselves with soap and water because they had observed people do it, presumably. And I'd also seen them sweep their own enclosure with a broom because, again, it was observed behavior. But but for them to get a weapon, see, this is that moment from 2001: A Space Odyssey at the very beginning when the obelisk comes down. And it gives that to the first like simians, the proto-humans. It gives that little inkling that like, dude, pick up the fucking club. This is your first machine. This is going to turn your this is a force multiplier. And they smash that first pile of bones. And the monkey is like, oh, this is power. And he like gets that inkling. That ain't happening. That ain't going to happen anytime soon.
Kyle, look at the video Woody just linked. It says the title of it is wow, a chimp uses a saw to cut off a tree. It's the most obvious orangutan that there's ever been.
Yeah, I think there are all kinds of monkeys as far as I know.
Well, great apes.
You know what's impressive about this though?
I knew I'd get correct.
This one's killing it with the saw.
No, he's not. Though, I'm sorry, Kyle. I'm excited about this. So the video I sent, which I wish we could share with everyone, is an orangutan very competently using a saw. What Taylor can't know is all the moments not included in the video where he incompetently uses a saw and like he's banging with the saw and shit. People cut out that part of the orangutan's incompetence and say shit like, "This is me watching my girlfriend play Elden Ring."
Do you think that like every once in a while when he would like hit the teeth into the wood and like get a saw movement going, do you think in his orangutan mind he's like, we're fucking cooking with gas? Sawing back and forth. Because like I did like how you could see how if they figured it out they'd be excellent at it, because he's got a free hand, a saw hand, and both of his hand feet are clasping the two sides of the log and just holding it perfectly static while he, failure or not, tries to saw through it.
If you had 4 of those guys who you took the brains out of 4 migrant roofers. Listen up, Elon. You take the brains of 4 migrant criminal roofers and you put them into that orangutan body that has 4 hands and the strength of at least 3.5 men, I'll call it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you can throw up houses like it's nothing. 4 of those guys climbing around up there, hands and feet, a hammer in one foot, a fucking screw gun in the other. It'd look like a cartoon character building a house.
It would. I like that.
When you started this line of thinking, I didn't realize you were going to solve the housing crisis, but congratulations.
Yes.
Yep. That's another reason you need is Canada. Look at that. Oh my God. This is a real problem.
Did you know a fun fact about orangutans is that the species is promulgated almost entirely through.
I think most species are like although giving consent in the animal kingdom is a weird one, right? Like you could argue for animals at least that if it's not consensual, then that means that only the strongest of the males are actually able to breed.
That's kind of the point with the orangutans is like apparently a female who's in estrus or whatever sees a male orangutan and is like, it's time to fucking swing through the trees and try and escape.
Oh,
if he's such a shitty male that he lets me escape through the trees as a smaller female, I'm glad because I'm gonna have shitty offspring.
I don't.
And
want
so really, it's not like
down.
It's almost like that's almost like their mating ritual, I would assume, more than like the human imposition of like, look, that male orangutan is chasing her down and tackling her in the woods. It's like, well, she's probably trying to like make sure no
reverse engineered logic, right? She might not want to be pregnant against her will. Also,
it could be either way. We don't know.
Yeah.
She's going. Help! Taylor's like the circle of life.
I'm always
like
biology a ton.
Yeah.
I'm not picking on Taylor, but they'll be like, hey, this thing here has red and yellow, so everything knows it's venomous. This thing here has red and yellow, so everyone thinks it's venomous. And I'm like, well, you're just making shit up at this point. Like, you can't. It
depends which one came first, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think evolutionarily, they often find that the thing that's deadly happened, and then later on, this other thing became like it in a way to blend in because the birds in the area don't eat that thing. Because I've seen
counterpoint. I didn't think of that.
Oh, well, this is why I'd love to have a real scientist on every now and then.
We're fine just winging it.
God damn it.
I can't believe you don't trust me in the things that I'm mostly making up.
I'd love to have
dude, I'm not liking the rapid change in online discourse that I see sometimes, not even like politics or anything, of someone will say something like, did you know that in the 400s, the Romans actually used to put baboons in the Colosseum and give them rudimentary weapons to fight? And then the person responding to that won't be like, oh, interesting. Where'd you learn about this? Like a normal conversation, they'll be like, at Grok. Is this true? Is this guy trying to fib to me? And it's like, what do you, why that? Why use it for that? Like, it's just it's the exact kind of outsourcing of thinking that our teachers warned us about with the calculator, which ended up being horseshit. But like, if you outsource all of your ability to reason through things, like you're going to be retarded. If you don't just kind of use your head and be like, yeah, they probably fucking didn't do that. That doesn't make a lot of sense. A baboon with a spear. And then if you did,
it makes sense to me.
Google it up and search, you could probably just find the answer easily. So like I find myself in like this almost boomer-esque situation where I'm like, really? Like you're using Grok for everything. You're using Google AI for everything.
But in this scenario, you're the boomer who doesn't.
I'm the boomer.
Tech.
Yeah, yes,
definitely are.
Like, I could see how this is not good for people's ability to reason things, because if you're just replacing your,
it's equivalent to grabbing the old encyclopedia and figuring out if they ever did.
It's not. It's not. It's a zero effort. There's no effort needed. There's no.
So more people will learn the truth.
But being efficient isn't bad. I kind of like the. Well, I'm hearing people get fact checked, which I like. That's
but it's not fact checking because it's just Google AI. Like we just laughed about it being so inaccurate. It's just aggregating existing sources in a concise way for people to ascertain.
I agree.
Ask Grok about the chimps.
It's not.
Well, I made that up.
That's so I agree. It's not great fact checking, but to me, it's a step forward. That's how it vibes to me.
Okay, that's fair enough too. I'm not